Speed, agility, footwork, first step, quickness, game speed. These are all athletic performance, sports performance. Shoot, you could argue human performance. So really what I want to talk about is that there's going to be two determining factors of how fast someone is or how athletic they're going to be. And once you understand those factors, you can kind of talk about now how we address speed and agility as it's come to be known. So first one's going to be mobility, right? If an athlete doesn't move well or can't move well, then they're definitely not going to be able to move fast, at least not fast safely over a sustained period of time. We are machines. We are biomechanical machines, and like any machine, we have joints, connective tissues, ligaments, tendons, muscles driving that movement. If that stuff isn't working correctly, if it's not functioning the way it should be, we're eventually going to break, like any machine. If you now apply force to that and explosive movement, you're going to exaggerate those issues now, and you're going to break even quicker or in a worse way. So that has to be addressed first. If you have an athlete that doesn't move well, there's no sense in trying to get them to move quickly. You need to address mobility first, or athletes, you as an individual, you need to address your mobility issues first. So the second one is going to be strength. Athletes have to possess the strength required for force production. You can't sprint, jump, stop, slow down, change direction if you don't have the relative body strength to do so. Again, if you attempt to sprint, jump, stop, slow down, change direction, and you don't have the strength required to handle those eccentric loading patterns and those things over a sustained period of time, you're going to break. You're going to get injured. So strength times speed equals power. Write that down. A hummingbird is fast. It's quick, but it's also fragile. A locomotive, now that's power. That's raw power. If you keep training to be a road runner, or you keep training your athletes to be this quick little road runner, eventually they're going to run into a locomotive, and it's not going to end well for them. Your athletes need to be powerful relative to their age and body weight. It's about relative strength, not just, hey, I need these athletes to lift weights and get strong and get big. That's not the case. It's relative body strength. The strength required to generate the speed you're asking them to generate. Training and coaching speed is answering a lot of questions that you don't have the answers to until you see it in real time. It's constantly evolving and ever changing. You can't coach or teach speed or train speed on your own by just casting this blanket of skills and drills out over a population of athletes. You can't just pick something that you see off the internet, that you see one of your favorite athletes do, and do it yourself. It doesn't work that way. You know nothing about this athlete's mechanics, and you may not know anything about your own mechanics. What are the problems that you're trying to address? What are the things that you need to address to make you faster, more agile, more efficient? Coaches, you have to look at your athletes and you have to make those assessments on the fly. What do you know about them? Initially, nothing until you observe it, you see it, and then you make those adjustments. What do their front side mechanics look like? Backside mechanics? Are they a butt kicker? Are they a heel striker? Do they dorsiflex? Do they plantar flex? Do they even have knee drive? Or do you need to teach that? Is their arm action just non-existent? Do they run cross body? What about body lean? What about neutral spine? And guys, that's just running in a straight line. Those are just issues that pop up running in a straight line. We haven't even talked about change of direction or loading and unloading yet. That's just running in a straight line. I've been doing this a really long time. I actually started as a speed coach. For years, that's what I taught, was speed. Long before I started the Strength Lab, long before I opened my own speed school with a group of other guys and ran that facility, I was just a performance coach teaching speed and agility. Before that, I was an intern at a speed school and taught speed. So, still to this day, guys, there's athletes that I have to work with for a week or 2 weeks before I can really put a finger on what's causing the issues that we're seeing. You can see the issue, you know what the problem is, the athlete can feel it and see it. It just takes us a minute to go back and forth and figure out exactly what's causing that breakdown, where the deficiency lies that's limiting their speed or not allowing them to move the way that we want them to move. That's just the way it's done. No matter how long you've been doing this, no matter how experienced you are, you have to constantly be doing that in real time. Every athlete is different. They all have different issues, and they have to be addressed in a different manner. That's just the way speed is done. Skills and drills. Hurdles, ladders, cones, various movement patterns. I don't have any problem with those at all. Most coaches don't have any problems with those. Those are great supplements to an already solid foundational program. As long as you understand that there's a reason behind every single one of those. At least there was originally. Repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated over the years. Someone pulls it off the internet, videotapes it, pulls that off the internet, videotapes that. The carbon copies of them have just been watered down, and the form has gotten less and less and less correct. So, as an example, if you're doing hurdle drills, the whole concept behind a hurdle drill is teaching knee drive. You need to step up and over the hurdle. You need to flex at the hip, and you're teaching knee drive. It's front side mechanical drill. If your athletes are butt kicking their way over those hurdles, or worse, kicking out, hurdling the hurdles, athletes, you're defeating the purpose. Coaches, you're actually now reinforcing the same problem that you're trying to correct by doing that drill. So do the drills, but do them for the reason that they're supposed to be done. Athletes, you want to work with this stuff? Come on in and see me. I'll give you all the skills and drills you can handle. I don't have a problem with these. My athletes use them all the time. After class, usually on their own time. I give them some skills, I give them some drills. They have their own. They go over here in their spare time and they do this stuff. You want to train and you want to get truly fast, strong, and make yourself as bulletproof as you possibly can. Come on in, let's do some work, and we'll have some fun.
Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated. But we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce?
Members of the League of Shadows.